All right, we have got a good one here today. This is the RR Show, and this is Vince. I have Boomers Being Fools, TIFU, Entitled People, Petty Revenge. We're going to be doing a slew of fun stories, so why don't we jump into this episode of the RR Show, which I hope you share right now. Our first story is coming from r/Boomers Being Fools, posted by user Don't Be an Ooski 92. To my brethren who shut down the Walmart Karen in Boise, Idaho today. So I was in Walmart today, my absolute least favorite thing to do. I'm waiting in line at the self-checkout for not even 2 minutes. Every check stand was open and being used. The two employees were helping people along. As I stand there, I see the telltale A-line haircut out of the corner of my eye, and I freeze like a rabbit that's just seen the fox. Maybe if I don't move, she won't see me. No such luck. She comes up passing the three other people that are obviously in line behind me and tries to do that whole half-assed sorry, not sorry, cutting in line dance they do where they stand right next to you but one step ahead and look every direction except at you so they can pretend they didn't see you if you call them out. Well, the Walmart employee saw her, and this unsung hero was having precisely none of this. The employee said to Karen in a voice barely above speaking volume as she was about 8 feet away, "Ma'am, the line starts back there. Please wait your turn." Karen just uncorked on this woman. She screeched. No hyperbole, no exaggeration. I mean, she screeched like a weasel getting ran over with a lawnmower. "How dare you scream at me? You screamed at me. You can't scream at me. You screamed at me." She just kept repeating herself at a volume and pitch that I am fairly sure was the final straw for my eardrums. And now I have tinnitus. She would have made a great alarm clock, that's all I'm saying. Just over and over. "You screamed at me. You screamed at me." Like your bratty little sister running to tattle on you to your mom for saying a curse word. The entire half of the store just stopped and was looking at her as she quite literally hopped up and down with every word with no apparent intention of shutting up anytime soon. The employee was not in the mood for her and just went to the desk and got on the phone, hopefully with an exorcist, followed by an audiologist, but more likely with her supervisor. Karen is still going strong, and I am trying to remember the legal statute for justifiable homicide when the hero of the day emerges. I can only assume from heaven, and strolls up to this woman, now on her 23rd rendition of her classic hit, "You screamed at me!" And when she pauses to take a breath, the savior we deserve said to her in a loud voice, "Excuse me, lady, where is your caregiver? Are you here alone? Who's here with you? Where's your nurse?" Karen does the ever-classic sputtering move. IDK, why they do that, it's so forced. Seriously, people. We all know you are not so stunned by our rudeness that you are literally momentarily speechless. That may have been funny 86 times Johnny Carson did, but it's time to find a new bit. Karen is so stunned for a moment, and before she is able to start in again with her best imitation of a tornado siren, he holds up his hand to shush her and says in a much louder voice to all the gathered masses, "Does anyone know where this woman's caregiver is?" Karen is now gaping, open mouth, eyes bugged at this guy, and miraculously still silent. He says, "We should call someone for her. Maybe her nursing home is nearby." Several giggles behind me pop up, and I snort because I am a lady after all. Karen looks at me with an expression that would have hurt my feelings if I wasn't already dead inside and says to no one, "That employee screamed at me." Guy said to her, as he's pretending to look around for her nurse, "No, you're just confused. You are the only person screaming." Karen left, just walked out. Pretty sure she stole whatever she was carrying, but I think Walmart decided just to take the W and let that slide. So to my brother in Boise, who I hope is on this sub, thank you. And please marry me. Our second story of this episode is from r/TIFU, posted by Lanky Armadillo 6551. TIFU by saying yes to my aunt and losing $11K. This happened a few months ago, but I still get stomach cramps when I think about it. I was buying my first home. I had my financing lined up, found a place I loved, and had already spoken to the seller directly. Everything was moving smoothly. Then my aunt, who's a part-time real estate agent, found out and said, "Let me take care of it for you. It'll be easier, and I'll make sure you don't get screwed." I didn't even ask for help, but she started calling the seller, forwarding emails, and inserting herself into the whole situation. And of course, she threw in the classic guilt trip, "Don't you trust family?" I figured, whatever. If it makes her happy and me less stressed, cool. Nope. She completely dropped the ball. Missed an important deadline that nearly lost me the house, sent me the wrong documents twice, didn't explain anything unless I followed up multiple times. I eventually paid out of pocket for a real estate attorney just to make sure I wasn't getting screwed. We finally closed. I was relieved it was over. Then I saw the closing statement. She made $11,500 in commission for doing basically nothing. I swear she showed up to one showing wearing Crocs and sunglasses and spent the rest of the process forwarding emails like a boomer tech support scammer. And the kicker? No thank you, no gift, just a Facebook post. So proud of my amazing client for closing on his first home. Like, ma'am, I was your nephew, not your client, and basically I paid your mortgage for the next 3 months. I've been avoiding family dinners ever since. Add in. Shout out to ReplaceRealtors.com. They offered to help the OP, and now they're working together to get legislation passed to end this kind of thing. Our third story of this episode is coming from r/entitled people, and it's from user Austin Throwaway with a lot of Y's at the end. Holiday travel seat bandit. Oh, the holidays when we're all just trying to juggle travel, family, work, and school. After dealing through a flight delay in the only concourse with the Jersey Mikes and nary a bar in sight, really, Dulles, this seems cruel, I finally got to board the plane for my 4-hour flight home. Now, being the type of person I am, I check the airplane app obsessively, keeping track of delays and seats, and miracle of miracles, the aisle seat I paid for is in an otherwise empty row. I'm a tallish woman and pretty much all leg, so this is very exciting to me. Room to spread out. Alas, I come across my seat with the coveted empty seat next to, and it is occupied by another woman and her dog. I politely explain that she is in my seat, to which she replies the seat assignments were rearranged, and this is where they told her to go. And it's her family across the aisle, and I could go sit in her assigned seat further up. I go and sit next to a nice lady and double-check my app and the plane's seat map. The plane is almost done boarding, and there's quite a few empty seats. I decide I want my assigned seat. I paid for it. It's mine. I go back to the woman and say politely that I'd really rather have my ticketed seat because there is an empty seat next to it. She immediately rolls her eyes and says fine, gives the dog to her husband, and vacates the seat. But the saga is unfinished. After walking back and forth, shooting me daggers, and furiously talking to her husband suggests I occupy the empty row behind him so that his wife can sit near the family. I'm not a Scrooge. I'm not trying to separate families. I acquiesce. All is fine until the flight attendant informs me I cannot sit in that row because it is out of service. The flight attendant tells everyone to go to their assigned seats. The woman grumbles and goes back to her assigned seat again. And now for the twist. Reader, none of the family, the dog, the husband, the toddler in the car seat, were in their ticketed seats. Their seats are still together across the aisle, just without an empty seat. Now, a boomer couple sitting in the row opposite the mom's assigned seat shuffles back to their assigned row opposite me, grumbling the whole time that it was just a seat, and why do some people, me, always have to make a fuss? An elderly lady, my hero, says loudly to everyone that I was just trying to sit where I was supposed to, in the seat I paid for, and that if everyone had just sat in their proper seats to begin with, this wouldn't even be an issue. In the end, Mom and Dad continue to death stare me every time they have to come back to get something from the overhead bins. I luxuriate in my glorious legroom, put in my headphones, and take a nap after thanking the woman behind me for speaking up. Our fourth story comes from r/entitled people, posted by user A Soggy Toasty. Entitled patient demands to be seen during a medical emergency. I just saw a similar-ish post that reminded me of this unfortunate story. This was a few years ago, but it never fails to aggravate me. I used to work as a receptionist at a fairly busy medical clinic. It was the day before a major holiday, so the mood was jolly and it was uncharacteristically slow in the office. We had a patient and his wife, no show in the morning, no phone call, no reschedule, no nothing. Naturally, after about a half an hour, their appointment is canceled. Things are running smoothly until we see a patient who was recently released from the hospital and is following up with us. They look extremely unwell. By this point, my spidey senses are tingling that something's about to go down. Mid-doctor's visit, the patient suddenly loses consciousness and begins coding. Cardiac arrest. Everything is in literal chaos. The doctor and medical assistant are performing CPR while I'm on the phone frantically trying to get EMS out there ASAP. The spouse is crying and screaming, and patients are slowly trickling in to witness this all in plain sight. Naturally, most people were kind and concerned, giving us space to work, silently signing in their names and taking a seat. Of course, it's during all of this frenzy that entitled patient walks in. As I'm finishing up my emergency call, they begin tapping repeatedly on the glass. Entitled patient. Hey, we're here for our appointment. I hope the wait isn't going to be long. Also, it's very rude that you were on the phone when I walked in. Me. I apologize. As you can see, we're currently in the middle of an emergency. Also, your appointment was over 2 hours ago. It's already been canceled. Yeah, I know we were a little bit late, but can't you guys just fit us in somewhere? I mean, we're already here now. Why can't we just have that person who's dying on the floor's appointment? They're not going to be using it. Their actual words. Me. No, that's not how this works. Your appointment is canceled and you're going to have to reschedule for another day. We are currently dealing with a life or death emergency. Wow, this is such bull. Unbelievable. You guys could have squeezed us in the whole time. It would have taken like 5 minutes tops. The doctor could have seen us while the paramedics handled the other person. You all just wasted our time. We're never coming back to your office. And thank God, as long as I worked there, I never did see them again. Oh, and thankfully, that patient survived and is doing great. Our final story of this episode is coming from r/petty revenge and is posted by user The Farzan. You want to gatekeep the grill? I'll smoke you with a smirk. So I'm at this neighborhood barbecue last summer. Sun's blazing, tunes bumping. Everyone's got a drink and a vibe. It's a potluck deal, and I'm hyped to show off my smoked ribs. It's a recipe, slow cooked, fall off the bone, the kind of stuff that makes you a backyard legend. Then there's this guy. Let's call him Karen. Yeah, he earns it. Who's a self-appointed grill master and decides he's the king of the coals. No one touches the grill but me, he barks, waving tongs like a scepter. One dish at a time, mine first, then we'll see. I'm like, dude, it's a big grill. Can't I just slide my ribs on the side? They take hours. Nope, one at a time. My burgers are a priority. He's got this smug grin, flipping his patties like he invented fire. Fine. Your throne, your rules, let's play. First round, I let him strut. He's hogging the grill, burgers sizzling while my ribs sit in their marinade, mocking me from the cooler. Everyone's chowing down, but I'm patient. Petty's brewing. He finishes, wipes his hands and goes, "All right, your turn." I nod, all innocent, and haul out my setup. Ribs, a little foil tray of applewood chips, and a plan. Grill's still hot, so I slap the ribs on, low and slow. Tuck the wood chips in the corner. Smoke starts curling up. Thick, sweet, irresistible. Karen's over by the picnic table, mid-bite. When this aroma hits, people drift over. Whoa, what's that smell? I'm basting ribs, casual as hell. Just my recipe takes a while, hope you don't mind. Karen's burgers, forgotten. Crowds circling me now, drooling, asking for seconds. I haven't even served yet. He stomps over. "You're smoking out my spot." One dish at a time, right? I'm just following your rule. I flash a grin, flip a rib, smoke's billowing now, a fragrant fog of rebellion. He tries to muscle in. "Let me cook something else." "Nah, my turn's not done. You said one at a time." I drag it out, checking the ribs, adjusting the chips, chatting up the neighbors about patience in cooking. An hour in, his reigns toast. Everyone's raving about the ribs, piling their plates, while his sad burger sits there, cold and lonely. By sundown, Karen's sulking by the cooler, tongs abandoned, while I'm handing out ribs like a smoky Santa. Host slaps me on the back. "Best barbecue ever. Keep that grill next time. You got it." Karen thought he'd gatekeep the grill and flex his burger supremacy, but I smoked him out with patience and a killer recipe. Petty? Damn straight. Tasty? Like victory, with a side of barbecue sauce. So thanks for being with us. The RR Show is a production of Evergreen Podcasts and Wessler Media. Now, if you'd be so kind, please follow or subscribe to our show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're feeling extra nice, you might as well leave a 5-star review. But for more, visit the website, rrshow.com. That is rrshow.com. I'm your host, Vince, and we'll see you next time here on the RR Show.